Ready to transform your space? CALI Vinyl Flooring gives you style and unbeatable durability, all with a surprisingly simple installation. This video addresses how to do a floating installation of luxury vinyl flooring with angle-angle milling, which includes several CALI vinyl collections. Depending on the collection you're working with, you'll want to check the PACE guidelines for that specific floor. There's a handy chart that you can reference in CALI's Angle-Angle Installation Guide. There are a few pre-installation steps you'll want to check off before getting started. We recommend you order about 5 to 8% more than the square footage you want to cover. Make sure the subfloor is dry, flat, level, and clean. Planks can be laid over most concrete, wood, or vinyl, but carpeting should be removed, and new concrete must be cured for at least 60 days. Be sure to moisture test your subfloor and use a moisture barrier if that's appropriate for the floor and room you're working in. If underlayment or moisture protection is needed, we recommend CALI Complete Underlayment. While CALI Vinyl is waterproof, the installer is responsible for ensuring subfloors meet proper standards. Depending on the CALI Vinyl collection you're installing, planks require an expansion gap of 1/4 of an inch to 3/8 of an inch between the flooring and all immovable vertical objects, like walls, cabinets, and pipes. If you're doing a floating installation in an especially big space, you'll want to leave a slightly larger gap and use transition pieces. WPC CALI Vinyl Flooring requires a simple one-day acclimation. Just lay your unopened boxes on the floor as close as possible to the space where you'll be installing and allow them to sit for at least 24 hours. If you're installing an SPC vinyl collection, no acclimation is required and you can start laying planks right out of the box. Again, consult the chart in our Angle-Angle Installation Guide. Once you've completed all pre-installation steps, you are ready to start laying planks. You'll need the following tools: a tape measure and a pencil, a chalk line, a utility knife, a rubber mallet, a tapping block, a table or circular saw, a miter saw, and appropriately sized spacers to maintain your expansion gaps. Before you start laying the flooring down, measure the room at a right angle to the direction of the planks. Planks in your final row should be at least 3 inches in width. This means the planks in your first row may need to be ripped to a smaller size. Open several boxes and shuffle the planks to get a natural blend of patterns and shades. We recommend laying planks along the longest, straight exterior facing wall. Installing the first row. Starting from the left and making sure that your spacers are in place against the wall, place the first plank with the tongue side facing the wall. Install the second plank by aligning the butt end with the end of the first piece at a 45-degree angle. Gently push the second piece down until the tongue and groove lock together to secure the end joint. The planks should lay flat with their joints aligned and secure. Continue until you reach the final plank in the first row. That last plank will probably have to be cut to fit. If what you cut off is at least 8 inches long, you can use it to start your next row. When starting your next row, make sure the butt end joint of your first piece is offset from the joint above it by at least 8 inches. This will help you avoid H patterns and give your installation a more natural look. Install the first board on the second row by angling it up slightly, then pushing forward and interlocking the long side. It should connect snugly with no gapping. Insert the butt end of the next plank into the butt end of the first. Offset the planks by about 1/2 inch. Slightly lift the second plank and push it in slightly along the length of the butt seam until the long side is fully engaged. The adjacent plank will also lift, but the butt end seam should stay engaged. Then make sure both planks are laying flat and the seams are snug. Continue in this fashion until the space is filled. It's possible you'll need to undercut your door jambs in 2 places. To do this, place a scrap piece of flooring next to the door frame and with a multifunction tool, remove just enough material to allow the flooring to pass underneath. Continue installing rows and repeat this process on the other side. Once the installation is complete, you can use a transition piece like a T-molding in the doorway to conceal the transition. The last row may need to be ripped to fit. Ensure that the final row is at least 3 inches wide. Rip the planks of the final row to size and install. If needed, you can use a pull bar and hammer to engage the length of the plank. Remove the spacers and replace the baseboards or add molding like quarter rounds to cover all expansion gaps. If you need to remove a plank, separate the entire row by gently lifting up at an angle. Then, with the planks flat on the ground, gently lift the plank on the right-hand side to disengage the butt seams. And that's it! Your beautiful new CALI floor is ready to enjoy. CALI, simply authentic.